Well, hello friends. Today we are going to work on privilege separation a little bit because I realized that it's not super great that whenever we do a DNS lookup like google.com, what happens is that we spawn a lookup server. Where did you go? Here we are. And this is like a local server that runs on behalf of Anon, and it runs as Anon, so the same user as me, and it sort of performs the DNS lookup for me, and then I talk to it over an IPC socket. And I realized that this is not super great, right? Because maybe lookup server has a bunch of bugs in it, and DNS lookup, maybe it's very easy if you control the DNS server or control the network somehow to compromise lookup server, and then in turn you now have access to all of my stuff. So I figured it would be cool if we could make lookup server run as a separate user that can only access his own little nothing, and basically just does not have access to my stuff. And it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be something like a start. And this is something I would like to do in general, just to make the system a bit more Unixy and take advantage of stuff like the basic Unix security model, I guess, with users and permissions and stuff. So let's see what we can do with this. First thing, I guess, is we're just going to add a user to the passwd file. So maybe we'll call him number 10. The lookup server. What are we going to call it? Maybe lookup? That's a pretty cool name. And his home will be / and he will have no shell. Maybe false can be his shell. Yeah, that'll be pretty good. So because / we know the / always exists, and bin false is just if for some reason you were to try to get a shell as this guy, you would get false as your shell, which would immediately exit. It's not that we actually look up the shell here anywhere, but it just seems appropriate. Anyway, so now we have that guy, and then let's edit some stuff. So the way we spawn services is we use the etc system server ini. So lookup server is spawned here, and it uses this socket. And lazy means that it doesn't actually spawn the process until somebody connects to the socket. So that's very cool. That's something that Sergey implemented, and I think that's very lovely. It runs at low priority, which is probably okay. But user anon, we should probably change that to lookup. Okay, so let's see what happens if we just make these changes. Now we're only done some file system changes here. So that does not work. And it did not start a lookup server, I guess. So we have the lookup thingy right here. Also, why is it gib 10? How does that make any sense? Is that maybe system server assumes that the gid and the UID should be the same? Oopsie doopsie. Set git and git. I don't know. Hold on. What did I set as the git? Oh shit, maybe I didn't set that up right. Oh, I put gig 10. Okay, I'm stupid. Then we should name that group. We'll call it lookup. And on. No, wait, hold on. What are we trying to do now? So being in this group means that you are allowed to access the socket. Let's set it up that way, so that the anon user can be in the lookup group, which means that he can actually access that socket. Okay, well, so far not so good, but let's just see what it looks like. Okay, so at least this looks right, although we're gonna have to fix ls because it's not aligning very nicely. But as we can see here, the socket is not accessible to members of the group, only accessible to lookup himself. So one thing is that we should probably print some error message here, like host should fail because we can't connect. So why is that? Get host by name, connect to lookup server. I feel like this is not working. So connect. How many? We tried 3 times. Is that how long it takes to fail? 1, 2, 3, yeah, just about. Okay, so I assume that connect just times out. But shouldn't the connect syscall, if we can't access the socket, what does Linux man pages say? E-access. Write permission is denied on the socket file. Yeah. Wait, connect. And then in local socket, what does it do? So we try to open the address in the file system. And I mean, I'm guessing it fails, but why? We didn't say what the error was. Get host. I mean, we timed out. So I guess we're blocking here. And a connect blocker. And a connect blocker gets unblocked when setup state becomes completed. And it becomes completed when somebody accepts the connection. Right. But nobody is accepting this connection. Why is that? So, I mean, I feel like this part here should fail. Like, why should it let us open this file at all? Since we don't have read or write access to it. So let's say econ refused. Not econ refused. I feel like we should be con refused here, so that part is a bit surprising. Oh, we do get econ refused. Oh, I see. So we're not timing out in the kernel. We never block. We just econ refused, and then we don't take care of that in get host by name. Because it's connecting here, and okay, so I can say if that, then we'll say pair. Get host by name. Or actually, we don't know what the, or there's only one caller. Is there? No, there are two callers. All right. So we'll do something like connect to lookup server. That's fine. Oh, forgot that loopc moved. Okay. Connection refused. Yeah. That's, at least that's a better error, I think. So then we have to make sure that we can actually connect. So lookup server needs to open that socket a bit more friendly-like. So how do we open that socket? It's a clocal server, and it's a socket that we inherit from system server. And it's not a socket. What the heck? That's a valid question. So we fstat and verify that it is a socket. What we really want to do now is chmod to make it open to others. Although it is kind of strange that it was already openable, because it was openable in the original state, even before there was the lookup server spawned. And because I connect to, if we look for lookup server, there's no lookup server now. And system server is actually owning this socket. And we can look at, if we look at system server, then we can see that he has all the sockets open down here. It is managing the lookup socket in the portals directory. So, but I am able to open that, I think, by doing a host lookup. So hostgoogle.com. Did that spawn a lookup server? Oh shit, wait, maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm just totally blind. Okay, it didn't spawn a lookup server even. Yay, right, so everything is good. Connection was refused, no lookup server spawned. Okay, so we have to make sure that even already in the system server, this thing is accessible by the group. So I think we're gonna have to add something to the ini for this. Say user lookup and maybe socket mode. And we'll make it like 660 socket permissions. It's going to be read-write both for user and group. Okay. And then let's go ahead and add something for this. Socket path. Wow, look at this extremely commented member list. Good boy Sergey has been here. All right, I'll play along. Permissions. File system permissions for the socket. Optional mode team. Okay, and actually, I guess we can. We don't have to use optional for that. We can just use a mode t with a default value. So this will be our default. Or maybe we should put the default somewhere else. We'll just put 0 here, and then we'll put default here. Socket permission string, and then we can do stirtall. Or wait, do we have socket permissions? I forget if we have base. No, we don't have to uint from base, so we got to use stirtall. It's okay. Don't care, and base 8. And long permissions. Okay, and then let's just sanitize this a little bit. And permissions. Maybe we can do it this way. Okay. Something like that. So if there's nothing set, we'll default to read write only for the user who owns the file, the socket file, and then otherwise we will convert it from octal. Yeah. And then set up socket. So for chmod here, let's pass in the socket permissions. Okay. Oh, we have a kernel crash. Oopsie. That's not very good. Shit. Okay, let's see how things ended up this way. So let's take a look at the socket when we're just booting up here. It's readable, but not writable by the group. That's kind of weird. Why is that? Is it perhaps because of the UMask? I guess. Crap. Chmod. I think maybe I have to clear my UMask while I do this. So mode t old UMask is UMask 0. Okay, well, it still crashes, but did we at least get the permissions right? I even forgot to check. No, it's still screwy. All right, all right. Why is that? This So we fetch a mod. Let's print it out here. So say debug fetch mod msocket permissions. Give me that octal. Where did all the fetch mods go? Here are the fetch mods. Okay, so lookup is a fetch mod 660. But how does it end up in the file system? That's a 640 right there. All right, so why is that? Reach mod. Wait. So this fetch mod calls description chmod, which forwards to the file. Oh, which forwards to the VFS. Which ignores the UMask and then only sets the bottom bits. Okay, why does this care about the UMask? That's open at mcnod and mcdeer. Local socket. This jerk. I wrote this code not long ago. Damn it. Okay. So the prebind mode will now apply the UMask of the current process. That doesn't seem right, because it's preventing us from getting a right behavior. But does chmod apply UMask? I have to consult the internet. Fetch chmod UMask. Chmod and fetchmod are not affected by the value of the UMask. Okay. So who should be affected by the UMask? Okay, well, it was probably the wrong idea to use the UMask here anyway. So I'll just sanitize the prebind mode and use that. And which syscalls? Please give list of syscalls affected by UMask. Blah, 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 the file creation mask. Wait. No, that's not a list. Is there a C also? Oh, the UMask affects this and that. I don't know. Used by open and mcdeer and other system calls that create files to modify the permissions placed on newly created files. Right. Well, the important thing is that we should not be using it in chmod, which I don't think we were using it to begin with, because it would prevent you from using chmod properly anyway. So I think that was just a mistake in the local socket code that I introduced with the prebind changes. So what were we doing here? We don't have to set the UMask, that's fine, but now the default permissions are going to be 0600 anyway. So temp portal. So now everything's 0600 except the lookup socket, which is writable by me because I am in the frickin' lookup group. Okay, so ping, or no, hostgoogle.com, and it's a kernel crash. So, why do we assert that the client is not connected? That seems like a good question. Who is calling this? Assert client is connected. So it seems like we're trying to accept on a socket, but who's accepting? Wait, did I even recompile the right stuff? I guess I did. Dequeuing connection. So the host program is queuing up a connection, and then it's dequeued in the lookup server. And the accept syscall right here. And then right after that, we assert that the client is not connected, but it's already connected to something. So what the frick are you connected to then? Let's see. Queuing connection. So this is somebody who's connecting to us right here in local socket connect. He tells the peer that he should queue up a connection from this object. So this is the client local socket talking to his peer local socket. And it seems like it becomes connected before it ever gets accepted? Or why is it accepted? I don't get it. So is connected should not be true, but is connected is true. Because we're in accept. So how does this become true? Somebody calls set connected. Wait, are we in the right place here? Is connected. Am connected. Wait, am I missing this? Where is this set? Here, okay. Okay, so accept sets am connected to true. And am connected starts out false. So it can only become true because somebody accepts it. But we are here and we didn't accept it yet. So why is it true? So we should say who we are dequeuing. Let's say debug dequeued client socket. Something like class name followed by the client pointer address. That's a nice curlies like that. And then we can also say when we're queuing someone up, we can say who we are queuing. So, because this is who we're queuing it with, like this is the server. And we need the client here as well, so do something like that. And we can even put the class name of this. So say class name this peer class name peer putter. Okay, who's connecting here? It was not econ refused. Well, we know that much. So that's at least something. And oh shit, the symbols are all messed up. I keep forgetting that I have to update the symbols after I make changes to the kernel. Otherwise the backtraces are not right. So what is going on here? Host queues a connection. Lookup server dequeues the connection. And this is the one that gets dequeued, and this is the one that was queued here. 43B540. 43B540. Setup state moving from unstarted to completed. Wait, what? Wait, hold up. It's being dequeued up here already. It's being dequeued before we ever queue it. No, we queue it up here. And then we re-queue it. So is this a retry for some reason? So what the frick? NetDB error. Did we get any kind of error come out? It just dies. Okay, no error comes out. Wait, hold on. If it succeeds, we actually don't break here. So, break. This is what we should be doing. But this is user space code. Like the kernel shouldn't crash because we connect twice. We should probably give some kind of already connected error. Come on, connect POSIX. It's a very complicated game. Connect POSIX. Anyway, yeah. Here, there's iscon. Are we doing that anywhere? IPv4 sockets only. Okay, so we should probably do the same in local socket. If you try to connect, and if is connected, frickin' iscon. So you get already connected. That's good. And then we should compile in that change so that we break on success. It looks a little bit silly with the those. Oh, forgot to sync. Forgot to sync again. No Hack Studio. That's not what we're doing today. Hostgoogle.com. And we are back in business. All right, so this is a nice set of patches right here. So what have we achieved now? What we have achieved is we now have a user lookup who is running the lookup server. And the user lookup is not me, not root. not anyone special. And if we become lookup, actually, as you can see, the su command does not respect the shell specified in etc passwd, but whatever. So now we are lookup. I don't know why the hell, what the heck happened there. But now we are lookup, we are in slash. Can I go in home anon? I can. Oh, why is that? These things should probably be locked down a bit more, don't you think? Well, I can go in home anon, and I certainly can't touch anything. So that's something. Good. I don't know, now I just want to try everything. Seems like I can't mess with these things. Oh, wait, hold on. Isn't that nice? Cool. So that means that at least lookup is a user who cannot delete anon's things. Let's look at the patches that we have so far. So what do we have in the kernel? These are just debug statements, so we'll get rid of those. So here are some good changes, I think, for local sockets. So for already connected local sockets, we will now return e_is_con, already connected, if you try to connect again, instead of crashing the kernel. It's pretty good. I mean, it's important to differentiate between crashing and asserting, I think, because asserting means that we understood to an extent why we crashed, whereas crashing, in my mind, is when everything just falls apart, you know, and you don't know what the heck. I really like expressive assertions. Like I know that some people are a little bit against assertions, but I love just spamming assertions everywhere to document what's going on, and it's really nice. Now the code doesn't look representative of what I just said. So I should probably put some more assertions, but like these type of things, it's nice to have them. And which was the one that caught us? It was socket except, right? So right here, we were asserting that the socket was not already connected, which was a good assertion, because we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be accepting the same socket again. Anyway, these are two patches, I think, so let's separate them. Where is that thing? Here. All right, so let me just undo that change and get add net local socket. Kernel. Connect. Should fail with e_is_con on already connected local. No. Fail. Connect should local socket. This manifested as this is causing us to try and accept the same client socket multiple times on the server side, tripping an assertion in socket accept. Cool. Good boy assertion. All right, and then we have the other local socket change. We'll say kernel don't umask to the local socket prebind mode. This was a mistake and is preventing us from prevents setting up. This was a mistake. No. The important part is the stuff that comes next, actually. So let's see. We have netdb. Let's commit that one. I like that one. Let's see. Look DNS or name lookups should fail immediately, or fail immediately if you can't connect to a lookup server. Name lookups. And then the changes to system server, which we should really update the documentation. User share man, what is it? Man 5? Services configuration, right? This is where we document the various parameters that you can set in system server ini. So socket, we now also add socket permissions. File system permissions for the socket file. Octa. By default, permissions will be 600. The default permissions are 600. All right. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay, so we'll add that, and then we'll also add the system server changes. Allow specifying socket file permissions in system per service. This will allow us to implement some basic privilege separation. This will allow us to, you know what, that's fine. We don't have to explain what this will allow us to do because it's coming now. Okay, here we go. Base. Run, add a lookup user, plus group that runs lookup server. Lookup server socket in temp portal lookup is now by the user and the lookup user and group. The lookup server process is owned by hold on. Lookup server now runs as lookup and allowing connections from anyone or from other members of the lookup group. This is enforced through file system permission to the file system permissions by having TMP portal, having the service socket TMP portal lookup be 066 0660. This is now server program can't overwrite other people's files if it starts misbehaving. That's pretty nice, pretty cool. I think that's pretty dang cool. All right, so that was it was not as easy as I expected it to be, but I'm glad that we went down this road because we ended up fixing a bunch of bugs, which is pretty sweet. So that's something that I really like about this sort of security work, by the way, because security in any immature system like Serenity is really all about stability, correctness, and like validation and error checking and stuff, and just making stuff more robust. And we're so far from like security being an indulgence, and we're still at the point where this kind of work is really just, you know, refinement and like just making things better and more stable. And I'm really happy about that. So this kind of stuff is just feels so proper to do. Anyway, that's enough self-satisfaction. Let's go look at the permissions. So ls is looking a little awkward. It's too awkward, man. We gotta do something about that. Maybe we should just give some more space for that column. I don't want to look at it, so we gotta fix that. Come on, ls. What is it? We only give 5 spaces for the. How about we just put 7 for the user and group? Are we gonna overflow the line? Oh wow, look at ls. It's doing get pw uid for every line that it prints out. We should probably cache that. Okay, so we're still good here. And now look at that. It is a little bit weird that these are right aligned. Was that intentional, I wonder? Aren't these things normally right aligned? At home, left aligned. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's make them left aligned since we're here. What is the thing you use? A dash. Of course, if they're numbers, they can be right aligned, or maybe even if they're numbers, we'll left align them. What do we normally do here? Oh, in that case, they're right aligned. Okay, okay. Back up. Doing the right thing here. Okay, so, oh, that looks so strange now. that gives me the heebie-jeebies just to look at it. Okay, it was better before. Let's just right align everything. Okay. There's probably a right way to do this, like maybe figuring out like how wide it needs to be to accommodate the longest name. But wait, now they're all left aligned. Dang it! I want it to be right aligned. Okay, I am making this so much more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, 53rd time is the charm. Time portal. Okay, we'll survive the right aligned business for now. It's okay. Anyways, that's pretty cool. I'm very happy with this patch that we've made today. So let's just say ls. Widen the field, user and group fields a little bit. I didn't like looking at temp portal now that lookup owns one of the sockets there. Alright, so this is going to be the end of the video. So I thank you for watching and for hanging out today while I implement some basic privilege separation here. Start of something nice in Serenity, so now look at that. We can't even see his memory map or his open files or what he's doing or anything because we don't have access to him either. So it goes both ways. I hope you saw something interesting in this video, and I hope that your stuff is going well as well. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.